everybody, welcome back to Vintage Story Season 2, Episode 53 with me, Sid. And last episode we did some charcoal ovens and finished up finished moving around the bee garden, got that whole thing lit it up, put some paths in, just basic stuff. This episode we are continuing because we're coming into winter and I need let me just do that. And I've just been doing a little bit of arranging. So this is all the various flax elements of stuff. Trying to gradually work through this. I have done a little bit of sifting of those. So we're now down to 3 stacks of bony soil. I must admit, not impressed with the output of it. It's giving us some bits and pieces. There's a little bit of gold, not even an ingot yet. A few bits and odds and ends, but largely useless. And I did have a little running with the drifter outside, where in the caves when I was mining this up, because we're going to be doing something with quartz today as well. But we probably need to head out and start off. Well, let's start off in here because the bees have spread. I think these will probably be getting close to things. Now these guys are too cold, but we can soon get those last 3 into, or at least 2 of them, into the ceramics, and then we can continue making more of the ceramic hives. In terms of where the drifter was, I've cobbled this, which won't work in the next version, but it will work for now. And I broke through, and there is a cave here. There's some sulphur, which is possibly going to be useful going on. But anyway, what we actually need to do for starters is harvest some charcoal. Now, I don't know how much I'll get from this. It's as I say, it's a 9x9x9, and those are 8s. So I suspect we'll get 8 9s plus 8 9s plus something. And we'll soon find out. You can see this one actually had a tiny little bit above. This one's slightly lower than the block, as is that, but these are going higher up. So let's quickly harvest this up and see how much charcoal one of these of them gives us. Now, at the time when I was building these, I explained, we are going the opposite of what I've done on the Rusty Gears server, which is a massive charcoal kiln. It generates over 1,000 charcoal per run. This one is going to be considerably smaller, but the idea is I can have I've got 2 of them, and we just stack them up and fire them, and it never takes more than 27 stacks of logs to fill it, which is a reasonable, well, at least in my mind it's a reasonable number anyway. So should give you a reasonable return on your charcoal without being too labour intensive on filling the charcoal ovens. Because on the server we've got different mods. We've got I am very resource rich in terms of meteoric iron, and I can afford to go through. I think it takes about 1.5 meteoric iron axes in terms of durability to fill, but I can afford that on the Rooster Gear server. I definitely could not afford that here. So yeah, a 3x3 is the thing, and we get 128, 138, 145 off of that batch. So it's not bad. It's a reasonable amount of charky coal. I do need to put some lights up there. They feel very dark. I could do with some more of them lights out here actually as well. But one of the first things I would like to do is take some of this charcoal, and I'd like to pop some of you in there. Let me just fill you up. Get 24 in each. And we shall put the rest of the charcoal away, along with, might as well just leave that here, it'll do. Dutch and light. Because we do need to be thinking about glass. And I think that will give me 24 glass. It's probably not enough, but it's a start in the right direction. Now the other thing, apart from obviously processing up a load of hematite, the other thing I need to do is get myself an iron ingot on the cook, because I want to make myself an iron runestone. The one I have is I've still got a reasonable amount of distance, probably 15, about 10,000 blocks. But I'd rather have an iron. I'd rather have a steel if I'm honest, but you know, that's not on the cards. We will get you home eventually. Yes, we will, Jenny. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Probably not this episode though. So this episode is going to be about bees and hopefully getting a greenhouse built, because I would like to be able to grow some things into the winter. So a greenhouse would seem to be the obvious choice, which is why I am looking at the glass. It's probably not going to be too fancy. I'm trying to think. We have to. I think it's a little. Use a bit of math. I think a 9x9 will definitely do. But let's just get this going for starters. We are going to make you one of you. And we are going to go boop, 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 boop. Thought I just cocked up then and done a heavy hit. But no, I've done auto. Boop. And some boopage. Don't necessarily need it now, but you know, this is just me having a bit of foresight for a change. I'm not normally known for foresight, or am I? Actually, no, I suppose I am. I tend to try and think of what's going to go wrong before it goes wrong, if I at all can. Oh, different version. Need a runestone core first. Okay. Just doing it the way you make them on the Rusty Gear server there. Really not a problem though. Runestone base, runestone core. That it takes out the same. There's just the step of the clay forming to do first, which, yeah, I wonder why it's different. Peculiar, and then we need to bake it at 950, which we're not going to be able to do with you or you, are we? Because that only burns at 900. So, I'm going to go and get a little bit of We'll take the charcoal and get that one going and cooking as it should do. So while that's cooking, the other things I probably need to think about is let's just double check what's going on in the cellar. Apologies, got the window open and that is going to be awkward. Aged bushmeat. Don't know whether I can do anything with aged bushmeat, but I wasn't sure whether. I think this is a kind of a habit I'm trying to get into, is to come into the cellar and check. Now, luckily on a single player world, it's not that much of a problem because they, you know, it's not running continuously, and because it's not running continuously, it's nothing. So I've got nothing in any of those. This should all be grain. It is, and that's your fruit, and that's nothing. This is all raw materials. So this is the ingredients of our endeavour, if you like. So I guess that I need to slice that off. And then I can use you for those, or I can just bake them. Can I not cook them? Can I not just put you on a... We'll go with that. I think we'll keep it simple, especially seeing as that's now done. I can pop that in there for now, and I'd better eat a piece of this pie while I'm waiting. And I have actually got quite a lot of food stored in the cellar, so I'm not too worried about it, but I also do want to make sure that we are food secure, obviously. I mean, that's the nature of the beast, isn't it? Don't know how much I'll need to do when that charcoal trips over. Charcoal burns for 40 seconds, whereas these only burn for 25. So, you know, you're going to use, give or take, twice as much peat as you are charcoal. And yeah, that's the thing. But those are, well, are they better than... I mean, we take that aged bushmeat, but it's made from raw bushmeat. Raw bushmeat cooks to just do that 120 if you bake it. So you get an extra 5 for the effort. Hardly seems worthwhile, does it? Anyway, let me keep that cooking. I will see you in a short while. Alright, that's all cooked up. I've made myself a few scaps. I need to make another one if I'm going to do all 3. And I also need to make sure that I am carrying a second shovel because my copper is about to break. I'm going to we are going to take a little trip out actually. So we're going to take that as well, just in case we end up where I think I might do. And we're going to pop that in my offhand, and we're going to harvest these up. There's a very good chance. I've learned from experience that there's always a really good chance that this stuff is coming out of there too hot to handle. So be prepared for that, because otherwise you just end up making stupid noises and dropping it. So we'll leave you. I'm going to get, if I can get another batch going, or 2 maybe. I don't think 24 is going to be enough. So we need 2 bases. 1, 2. Wow, tightwad didn't even give me the. In fact, this is. I need to do some more fire bricks. So I need to get, well, I've got fire clay. If I do see any, I will possibly pause to pick it up. Can you mix quartz? No, you can't. I've got more quartz in the house though, so that should not be a problem. Boop, boop. Right, you're full. You're full. That lot can go in there. The clear probably wants to run back in, but and then we shall set you running. So in the background, while I'm off doing other things, you are preparing. And I think I've said, well, I know I've said this before. This is pretty much the secret to Vintage Story, and or at least it's me, and by inference also Terra Firma Craft, is that you need to have multiple things happening at the same time because you can only do one thing. And you see, these guys, they still need to be incubated. So I need to get these little sods going and leave them to it. Now the other thing we've got to complete out here is that these bees are, certainly those bees are ready to be translated into, you see, poor, large, large. I'm actually just going to do the two that are things. They're not going to, I mean, it's not like they're going to fly in winter, so we can just get these guys ready, and then if I can get those to swarm and spread again, even though it's too cold for them technically, then so much the better, huh? Yeah. I am not taking a walk to go and return one reed and that bit of clay though. That much I can tell you for nothing. So I want to go for a wander. Oh, they'll be in the caves. They're not in the actual thing. Winter's here. It's minus, well, it got down to about -4, so any crops we'd have had growing in the night would have most definitely have died. I am going to pick up bushes while I'm going as well. But what I would like to do is I'd like to, from, where are we? We are here. I'd like to head up to the peat deposits. I'd also like to head up to the meteoric iron, and then I'd like to swing round via these apple or these fruit trees and try and grab some cuttings. Because what I would like to do with those said cuttings is get them growing in the bee garden. So we've got like an orchard thing going on. Strangely, or not strangely, but you know, coincidentally, that was actually how my grandfather's beehives were kept in the orchard at the bottom of the bottom of the farmyard. So yeah, it's actually established in canon as well. I'm just trying to see if there's another resin over there. I might as well grab these while I'm here. Talk to you briefly. I'll probably not have anything I want. Your trade table doesn't tend to have much that I want. That's a good one if you've got the other trader that buys them, because that's almost always a guaranteed profit. But I haven't even got my gears on me, so not a problem. Right. Yeah, before we get too cold and too wintry, let's get out and do a few bits and pieces and see what fun we can have out in the wilds. For the I won't say for the last time this season, because it probably won't be. but there's a good chance that we won't be out doing a lot. Judging by the colour of the leaves. Yeah, so we're going to head to the peat deposits for starters, I think, because I'm almost out of peat for cooking, and it is my preferred, well, one of my preferred materials for cooking food, because you don't need the temperature, so why use expensive fuel, huh? Anyway, I'll see you when we get there. Alright, here's the peat. So I didn't take the nearest one. I've kind of come to probably the furthest one away. There's one there, one there, one there, and we come to this one. Just because, you know, if I ever need to come out, I was passing this, I think is the way to think of it, and therefore it was not out of my way to come this extra distance, whereas if I just wanted to go and gather peat, I would probably go for the closer deposit of the two. Problem is it only stacks to 32, which is a pain. I'm going to have to, well, what I'll do is I'll stick them in my back chest. That will give me plenty of inventory space. And I think we'll wear this copper shovel out. That will free up an inventory slot as well. So, and then we'll head on to the ruins and get our meteoric iron, I think, and loot it if there's anything. Because I don't know whether I've actually looted that. It's not an easy ruin to loot in a lot of respects. So, you know, it's not surprising that I haven't. So again, I still need to be very conscious of my inventory space, because if I'm looting a ruin, it will fill up pretty damn quickly. If that saw blade's respawned, then I will bug out pretty damn quickly as well. The saw blades are not trivial. I know I kind of treat them as such when I meet them on the gear server, but different server, different resources, different playthrough. And yeah, how are we doing? 3 left. 2, 3. Right, let us. Tell different playthrough, different resources, because I am pressing the wrong button to open this. I'll stick this lot away while I'm at it, because I don't really need it cluttering up my inventory like that. Right, onwards to the ruin. I will see you in a moment. Alright, well there's a ruin. Here's the treasure hunter, who has absolutely nothing we want, which is well, because I haven't brought any cash with me. And it's 3:30, which means it's actually quite late in the day. I think we're a lot further north than I anticipated we are, because the sun is very low in the sky, considering, and you know, we've just gone through a whole load of snow. You can see there's a whole load of meteoric iron down here. Not seeing anything in the way of a. You get, it goes up around this and also up on this, and you can come out with masses, absolutely massive amount. So I'm not sure whether obsidian has any use in the pack I'm running, so I'll double check that. But we will grab as much of that as possible. I mean, that's 3 ingots straight away. Let me go. You pulverise into obsidian dust, you will make... Oh, we haven't got the grindstone in this. I don't know whether I'd use it or not. Maybe. It's an interesting mod, that grindstone mod, because you... Yeah, I've definitely not looted that. I'm looking at the pipes up the side. You trade your maximum durability in favour of you go. That's how we get obsidian. Probably more useful to me in block form anyway, just because I can always reutilise it. But to be honest, I'm not here for the obsidian. I am here for the meteoric. I wonder if I can get a good screenshot from any angle. Not there, that's for certain. Let's go there. Probably as much as we're going to end up doing is coming out and investigating. Before winter craps in on craps in. Well, I suppose it's probably accurate. Wasn't the word I was aiming for, but you know. God, this is so much easier with an angel belt. This is going to take a while, by the way. I'm probably going to have to move away and sleep somewhere. I'm not going to do this in one session. Well, not one night anyway. You can see it's right up there. It's just everywhere. And it takes a while to break as well. But that's fine. I've got time. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, I'm actually underground at the moment. We are currently at 6 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bit stacks of, plus this one, I ought to just break it actually, of meteoric iron. And there's still loads to go. You could say, and it could be argued, that this POI, this ruin, is overpowered. I actually don't think I think the Meteor could be dialed back a little bit. I think even if it was half the size, it would still be a valuable find. But this ruin is rare. I've only ever seen it twice before. And that's in an environment where I've explored literally tens of thousands of blocks. So, you know, the fact that this was here was just very, very lucky from our point of view. But there's still, even though I've kind of taken out the core of the Meteor, which is here, and you do have to come underground to do it, so, you know, it's into the basement of this crater. I'd love to know, I mean, I'm assuming they built it like this, and you know it wasn't built as a castle and then ruined. but I would love to know what their original vision was for this. Now the other thing you do need to do is you need to dig around a lot down here, because there's all sorts of little nooks and crannies of meteoric iron down here. I'll not need any more meteoric iron for this season. I guarantee you that much. I think I'll be good for a while. But just probe around, because as I say, there is a lot of resource to be had down here. I think we're probably coming to the end of that bit. You know, you're just digging and poke a few holes. See what you can find. And I realise this doesn't actually, that's on the surface, so we're not too worried about that, although we have still got to get the surface ones, so poke around and you'll find them, he says, and then promptly fails to find anything. But still, I mean, the area is stable, so there's a little bit down there, I think. No, that wasn't. Okay, I mean, it's going to prove me a liar now, isn't it? Unless I mean, they can actually appear on this third layer as well. But anyway, I'll be back in a second. Alright, I think that is the majority of it. Up. Don't think there's any under there. Nope. Nothing there. By going underground, you actually get a better view of what's going on, and you can see how just how extensive the crater is. There's a little bit there which I have not picked up yet because it was on top of. I think there might still be a little bit around here. But to be honest, you can get too greedy with this. Now the other interesting thing here is, and I'm just going to try and shed a little bit of my load here. Because I picked up a lot of blocks, a lot of inventory. Not bothered about the soup, I don't use it for building, so. But we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a bit stacks, which, to be fair, I think is definitely a little bit overpowered. However, there is one thing here which is really handy, and that is apple trees. Double somehow. Don't know how you get a double, but I'm not going to complain. We'll take those. We'll have also the. Actually, we'll do this one first. We should get a few cuttings. 6. And then we can grab this last bit of meteoric. And before we leave here and go after those other trees, we need to take on that central tower. I've not looted it. I don't think I have to worry about. If I see the saw blade, then I'm, I mean that's a tier 4. I think it's a tier 4. It might be a tier 4. It's a very high tier. Oh, use the right pick. It's a very high tier enemy, and my armour is only tier 2, I think, which means it will probably overbear it and still do damage regardless. Yeah, protection tier 2. So you do have to be a little bit cautious about that. That is a thing what you have to be aware of. But we'll See, I'm not sure whether to bother with the pipes. I might try and get the glowy ones if I can, because those, or I might just try and get them anyway, because they're rare enough, and to some degree that's my kind of criteria for if I want something or not. No, not there. Trying to remember how this thing is laid out. Well, we're definitely going to have to take this pipe. Which we got, of course we did. Oh, that was the way in. Okay. Yeah, so grab that. And then try what else we got. Nothing useful. I don't think you get those even in single player. There's a chance we'll get these though. Now this is the stuff that I was wanting. Oh, we'll have that as well. There's a coat oven door in on Rusty Gears. This is where I get it from. So I said where I found two. It's the only place I've found that, along with these cold glass relics, which don't appear to have any real value. That is a completely knackered tapestry. So we'll come back up. Then we come back up here. And we got a barricade, a bit more barricadey. A paper. I mean, really not a lot in there at all. And then you come in here and you get your good bits and pieces. We'll take those. We might as well take everything. I'm going to be putting it into if I can get you, I'll have you as well. Yep. Lovely. Right, need to go down another level. Then back out here with an aim to try and get a few of those. Especially the glowy ones. He says there's just one glowy one just goes and legs it straight off the edge of the building. Hup. Yeah, because that's also where you get that from and that from, if you're lucky. If you're not lucky, you don't get it. I don't think there was actually anything in there though. I think this was an empty. Well, there's something going on down there. No, it's the other side. Okay. So we'll try and get these pipes, and then we'll head, as we head down, I'll collect what I can. Bloody dangerous place to be playing, really. Yeah, up we go, because we need to get all of these if we can. and then we can move onwards, safe in the knowledge that this ruin has been harvested after only 53 episodes. Wow, that's no, that's not the one that there's a elbow piece which I can never seem to get when I'm playing on the server, and it's always the one that kind of curves upwards. I've never managed to actually retrieve it, but that's fine. We're retrieving this lot. Yay, glowy burnt things. I don't know what I want it for, by the way. I'm just, you know, getting it because I can. Yeah, so the curvy down elbow, not a problem. Curvy up elbow, not a prayer. Boop. Right, so I need to definitely sort my inventory out a wee bit. Because I'm carrying a whole load of garbage. There we go, that's one piece of rubbish gone. Run through here, grab that. And oh, we got a temporal storm, so maybe I'm going to have to do my I think I'm going to have to do my going for the fruit trees next time, because yeah, let's head home. We're full inventory. We've got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. And good stuff at that. I mean, some of this is very good stuff. It's very, very good stuff indeed. I don't think I've got anywhere to put the very good stuff. That's the only problem. For now, the very good stuff is going to have to go in here. Or at least some of it is. The other very good stuff is going to have to go in there. Keep you. Drop off you, and you. That needs a home. That needs to go on the rack. And I need to put some stuff away, but overall a successful trip, I think, with enough to make 32, 64, 128, 192 plus some ingots of meteoric iron. So I can forget doing bronze from now on. That's not going to be a thing. And I can move into the meteoric iron age. Now there is one question which I don't know the answer to, and I don't even know the answer to what have I got. Do I need let's have a look. You work it on what? clay forming. You also need a thing. I'm not sure whether I'll need an iron anvil. There's a word in there somewhere that we're trying to find to work meteoric iron. That is potentially the only fly in the ointment. But we've got a storm approaching. We'll kick that off next episode and get that out of the way, because we know that now that is not an issue. We're not cheating our way out of a storm. We'll stick all of this away. And we'll resume next episode. We'll probably have to go out and get those. I mean, I've got 6 pink apple trees. That might be sufficient. But again, it might not be as well. We've also now got 48 glass. So we just need to revisit what's involved in a greenhouse. Yeah, I thought flax was not going in there. And we probably... Oh, you only stacked 3.2. Weird. Okay, you can go in there for now. Along with that. And that. I don't care. And that can go in. Yeah. But we are here, we're back home, we've got a storm on the way, so until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.